Hey everybody, Chris Pleibel here, along with Scott Stekr. We both work with Perfect Vision Manufacturing. Today's the last video of our video series launching our new product. Before we talk about the new product though, kind of wanted to refresh everybody's memory on what we talked about in our other videos. One of the videos we talked about the U-bolt. Another one we talked about A325 hardware. Another video we talked about EPAs, or effective projected areas. When we put all these ideas together, Scott came up with a new creative idea to replace one of the most traditional and most commonly used items in our industry, the crossover plate. Scott, can you talk to us a little bit about this thing?
Yeah, so as you can see, I mean, obviously this is the purpose of this thing is to cross two pipes in a 90-degree orientation. Super common on a monopole platform mount, for example, sector frames, whatever. Really the main thing here is you have 4 U-bolts to connect the 2 pipes, which has 8 connections, right? So I have 8 things to tighten when I'm on site. And you know, our solution to this is our dual cross.
Check this thing out.
So as you can see from a projected area standpoint, you know, this is the front. So if we hold them side by side here, you can see the difference of what wind might project onto. And you know, one of the main benefits other than the EPA is its speed of installation. We only require 2 A325 bolts to achieve similar strength to a traditional crossover. And so when we talk about the dramatic reduction in the quantity of mechanical connections, if we run this scenario through a standard monopole platform, so say I'm installing 12 antennas, you know, so I have the crossovers at the main face pipe, and then I also have an upper horizontal rail with 12 more crossovers. If I do the math on the quantity of connections we're removing, it's 144 less connections if we install the dual cross rather than the U-bolts.
144 reduced connections.
Correct. So you can imagine the amount of time saved in the field if you don't have to tighten and inspect 144 nuts on site.
So that's going to make the install a lot faster. It's going to get the guys off the tower faster. It's going to get them on the ground where they're safer faster. That's amazing.
Yep. And this, you know, this design combined with other changes and tweaks we've made to our monopole platform line, we've actually reduced the EPA of our existing product by 40%.
So when we talked about EPAs in our last video, the 40% reduction of EPA is going to have a pretty dramatic impact on the structure itself, correct?
That's absolutely correct. And you know, taking into consideration moving a couple things to round members and obviously working with these crossovers, we've made dramatic strides in our product line, and all while increasing the strength as well. So
can you tell us a little bit more about this?
Yeah, so this crossover is actually formed from a single piece of plate. So if you imagine this is basically creating a plus sign that we then form into this shape. One of the interesting things is as you tighten this down, this actually crimps down onto the pipe to create a secure connection between the pipe here and the pipe here, not relying on actual friction from the U-bolts in a traditional crossover plate, but actually the force transfers through the steel to the other pipe directly. So if I'm bracking this side to side, it's extremely strong in that direction.
So you're relying on this piece of steel, you're not relying on the hardware to absorb the load.
Exactly.
Okay. So you got a great idea. It's reducing the number of connection points, it's reducing the EPAs on the mount, hence the structure. Have you done any testing on this thing to validate your claims?
Yeah, so obviously one of the first things that we want to do anytime there's something new in the industry is validate it, right? How much strength does this thing handle? How much load can I pass through this product? And what we did was we developed a testing program in-house. We loaded it in 3 different directions to actually come up with capacities that we actually published today to say XYZ components, and here's the strength that you can depend upon in the different directions. And that's a published value, and to my knowledge, it's the first published data on crossover connections in our industry, so we think we're taking it in stride.
This part right here is changing the industry. Check us out online. You can learn more about it on our website. You can check us out on LinkedIn. Keep the videos saved so you can refer them in the future. Give us a call. Thank you. Scott, appreciate you.
Thanks, Chris.
Yep, take care. Be safe. Have a good day.
Thanks, everybody.